guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'll be covering part 2 of the story I covered earlier, all about the guy who's 35 years old, digital nomad living in Hungary, enjoying the life over there, and met this gal named Jessica he's been seeing for a few weeks, and as you all recall, she was darn good looking, at 8 he described her as, but probably sounds like she was higher than that, and it was definitely red flags with her, and in my opinion, deliberately jerking him around, thinking he's a nice guy that she could settle for. And of course, as you recall, no nookie, even though she claimed to obviously like him so much, and there's issues with an ex-boyfriend and a professor friend and all that. And where things left off, our guy was still going to see her, but obviously he's going to take his sweet time or even considering getting a relationship with her. And we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, and obviously how, how he handles her and all that. And again, really hits home about gals with trying to find that nice guy in their behavior. And also, where he left off, she claimed that she does not have daddy issues. Not at all. Okay, let's see. Well, he continues on after the whole daddy issue thing. She says also, there was this friendship with her professor. And he says friendship in quotes. What was the deal there? I'm sure, like a lot of you, I was wondering if this professor friend is even a real person at all. Or could the professor and her ex be one and all the same? I later confirmed it was not, because her ex was not in the same department as her. But this friendship with the professor felt like a strange one. She should not be having a friendship with a professor, let alone twice her age. No. And again, man, like I said before, I would have walked a long time ago. And she would have been friends with benefits, but there haven't been any real benefits. She should have walked. This one time, the professor called her in the evening while we were hanging out together. They were discussing her upcoming exams. However, they chatted way too long, and she made no effort to end the phone call. Smack! She had walked right out of there. That's the second time she's done that in front of you, talking to another guy, taking her time and all that. That's a shit test. She's disrespecting you. I hope you understand this now. Even when he said, buenas noches, she responded with, ooh, maybe I could give you some Spanish lessons next time we meet. And the call continued on even longer. Just freaking rude. It was just like that time she took the phone call from the guy friend. What'd I tell you? She's testing you, and by you staying there listening to this thing and putting up with it, she knows that she's got you. You don't have to tell, you don't have to commit to her, you don't have to do anything. She knows through your actions that you're showing her that you're a nice guy. You think your average bad boy would put up with that? Your average bad boy, if he didn't get any from her pretty darn quickly, would have been gone. And you're putting up with that. Guys, I gotta use these examples to make the point so that these guys understand. And you guys can learn these things through their mistakes. Our guy, this guy, well, you'll see how this plays out. Well, I also discovered her ex-boyfriend's Instagram. His default picture is over the two of them. I asked her, what's with this? And she said, well, maybe he just hasn't updated it yet. As I said, we only just broke up. His profile didn't have any posts for the last few months, and there were no pictures of two of them. Maybe he really was just inactive, and that is just an old picture on his profile. I made a mistake with this. I should have also questioned why he was still connected with him on she was connected with him on Instagram, and why she asked him to remove it. Now, these are good questions. I decided to give it a moment. I know, smack. At the time, I thought maybe it really was the recent of a breakup. But I knew that it was inevitable that at some point I was going to have to ask her, text him right now to remove that picture and cut ties with him, or it's over between us. That's the thing, man. Unless I'm missing something, you weren't officially in a relationship. You were just seeing each other. It was casual. That's the thing, There were only two explanations for this. Either they were still friendly with each other, or B, he's a total denial that they broke up and therefore kept the picture up. If the latter was the case, then she should have cut ties with him. Well, she certainly hasn't. She's got a lot of backup guys available. If anything, there was no way we were going official as long as she doesn't ask and remove the picture and stays connected with him. Yes, I know I was being way too generous. Smack! Yes, you were. And I told you. And all the guys in the comments section told you should have cut your losses a long time ago. Dude, I'm sure there's plenty of good-looking women there in Hungary that you can get together with. It's not worth this drama. But again, you're just proving that she can jerk you around. Well, as mentioned, SSM, I'm originally from the U.S. I had a couple of trips coming up planned months ago. The first was taking the entire weekend of Memorial Day for adventures to explore a new country and returning back to Hungary. It's nice to already be on the side of the pond where it's easy to travel to hop around. The other trip is to go back to the USA for July and visit my family. As I mentioned earlier, I will absolutely not alter that plan in any way. Of course you shouldn't. Why would you? Well, I know why you might think you would because of her. And you absolutely should not. She's not even your freaking girlfriend. You haven't slept together yet. God's sakes. This is why it's so much easier, guys. You want to get some? Just hire a professional. You put your money on the freaking dresser. You make sure you don't get arrested. You get what you want. You have fun. And you leave. And at the end of the day, you pay for it. But the guys who end up paying more for it, this situation here. I'm just stating the obvious. The Friday morning before I left for Memorial Day, Jessica texted me, when are you leaving? I would love to see you before you go. She came over and we chatted for a little while, and eventually I had to go and catch my flight. I arrived at my destination Friday night, and we exchanged a few texts. Well, we texted a little bit on Saturday. Later that night, I got a text from a really close family friend who lives in the area. I will call her Petra. I previously told Petra's family about Jessica and showed them a few pictures of us. In the text Petra sent me, she said that she told me she thinks she saw Jessica with some guy. I was a little skeptical. Of course, I wanted to be. Like, is it possible there was someone else who looked like Jessica in the area? Smack! Dude, really? Given her behavior, you really think that it's not possible that she's seeing somebody else or just out with some other dude? I mean, it's an international university town after all. Could it be possible she saw another petite Latina with long black hair down her butt? I'm sure there's others like that, and if we were in Miami, then there's a lot like that, except they'd have bigger butts. But, come on. Maybe this city is full of them. Don't worry, amigos. I didn't actually think that was that, nor did I brush aside or chew out Petra like that. Oh, no way. Not my sweet, innocent angel. She loves me and would never do such a thing. Innocent question mark? Hardly, haha. Definitely not innocent in what I was about to learn. I was absolutely not going to ignore this, especially after all those red flags popping up lately. Well, again, you're not actually in officially a relationship, right? But you're kind of treating it like that. Petra said she saw them while she was riding a bus. She happened to look out the window and saw the two of them, arms around each other, acting very much in love. I asked her where she saw them, and it was literally the bus stop in front of the flat where Jessica lives. Okay, that narrows it down a little bit. I think Petra's looking out for you, man. I think not just reporting, she's probably actually trying to find this chick. Petra said that she is only 80% sure it was her because she saw them from a moving bus. That 80% though, and I still would have investigated it, was it far less. I started to think about how I would handle this. I cannot just confront Jessica via text at that moment. I decided that when I get back to Hungary, that was absolutely time to have that conversation about still being connected with her ex on Instagram and how his default picture is still the two of them together. And that if she doesn't ask him to remove it and cut ties with him, that was all I needed to know. Smack, dude. This is a good story and all, but and it will be a better story, I assure you, but still. Stop wasting your time with this one. Let it be some other guy's problem. You have been too freaking nice and putting up with crap, and she knows it. All of a sudden, I received a picture from Jessica with her holding a drink, saying, "Hi, I'm having a drink with my friends." Someone sitting across from her took a picture. It was a small square table, like the size was clearly meant for a couple. If anything, it didn't look like a table that would fit a group of friends. Very good observation. Wouldn't that be a smack in the face? She's out with a guy, he took a picture of her, and she sent it to you as a little fuck you. Just like her talking on the phone with guys right in front of you, different guys. Now that I have a picture, I asked Petra to describe in great detail exactly what she saw the girl wearing. Oh my god, her description was 100% accurate of the picture Jessica sent me. Shocker. I think Petra likes you. I then checked up on the supposed ex-boyfriend's Instagram and found that he posted a picture of himself. Not only was his picture taken in the same restaurant as Jessica's picture, it looked like it was from the same exact table Jessica was sitting at in her picture. I asked Petra what the guy was wearing. I know there was no need to look further proof than that at this point, even though none of their posts showed the two of them together. I basically had all the evidence I needed, but if Petra's description was anything like the guy in the picture, I'll remove literally whatever shred of doubt I have left. Petra described him in such great detail, the color of his jacket, his hair, everything right down to what style and color glasses frames he had on. We definitely have 100% confirmation now. So Petra got all this just by looking out the window as the bus was going by. Well, you know what? Many women have amazing sense of detail in terms of noticing shit. It's pretty impressive. So I would be inclined to believe that she's right here. But you put all the things together, yeah. Obviously, it's her so-called ex-boyfriend. And, they're out together. And again, she's disrespecting you. Now, again, you're not in a relationship, but she's certainly acting like she likes you a lot to be in a relationship. So you have reason to be, not to mention all her bad behavior. Yeah, this is what these a-holes do to nice guys, and you have been behaving like a nice guy. Well, I have a guardian angel SSM, one with a sniper eyesight and a very impressive memory. I know you said that it's important to control the narrative. I agree on that, but I also believe one should also think it over carefully how to control the narrative. I have no problem with that. Of course you want to think things over and plan things accurately. There was no need to drop everything and text everyone about what happened right away on that Saturday night. But I know I'll have to eventually tell my friends who met her at the festival and at the party, since they were wondering how things were going with her. And there was a possibility she'd reach out to them once I end things with her. I could say you can end dating her, but she wasn't your girlfriend because you made it clear you never got exclusive. But yes, control the narrative, otherwise she will. I need a moment to process what just happened. Never mind, I actually didn't. Right then and there, that was all I needed to lose all interest in her. About fucking time, dude. And after all this, you haven't got any ass. It's the worst thing. And your time being wasted. As you said in previous videos, SSM, I was not interested in her. I was only interested in what I thought she was. The Jessica who I was seeing, she never existed. It was all fake act, no love bombing, touching perfume scents, or tears from her will ever bring back my interest. Well, I believe you there. And yeah, you got the interest in the girl you thought she was. She's a freaking two-timing snake. She obviously is jerk. I mean, remember, she's also cheating on that boyfriend, ex-boyfriend too, with you. I wanted to enjoy my trip and not have to go back and forth arguments with a feisty Latina while crossing the streets in any foreign country. Not to mention I pay a little extra for limited high-speed international data, and I didn't feel like wasting a single byte of data on her any longer. Good. Just ghost her. Be done with her. End of that. If you really want to get back at her, control the narrative to your friends. Okay, so she can't make up any shit. And then you just ghost her and block her. End of story. I'll make her nuts. But I know you want to have an end of the story here. Well, radio silence from Jessica the whole first weekend. Yeah, I wonder why. Shocker. Anyway, on that note, I went out to hit the town and enjoy some local food, beer, which at one point I valued more than her. Well, good, because it is more valuable than her. You're on vacation. Have a good time. There's women there I checked last time. I'm sure you can go have fun with them if you want to do that. SSM, I know you said about what men should not take any advice from women, but there should be exceptions for moms who go scorched earth for their sons. I told my parents what happened, and mom had an interesting idea. Well, I stand by don't take relationship, dating, pickup, all that stuff advice from women. But on occasion, a woman that cares about you, well, certainly they know how women operate, and they can be good allies, certainly in a scenario like this. And there are some gals that have some little this, little that of knowledge about women that are helpful. But overall, you go to an experienced man for this type of advice. Well, my mom said to me, for now, don't do anything. Just ignore her for the whole week. Good advice. Don't reach out to her. Don't tell your friends just yet because they might say something to her. Let her reach out to your friends and maybe she'll inevitably spill it or get caught in a lie when she asks them. Was it you who saw me with another guy? Let her go crazy and spew a bunch of BS to everyone, and in the end of the day, you'll have proof to take apart her narrative. If she's smart, she'll just leave you alone. Well, she's not going to leave you alone, and I agree with the part when just ignore her for a week. That's what I said. Ghost her. Be done with her, And believe me, eventually she's going to wonder why you haven't reached out, and is going to start making up ideas in her mind and start reaching out and to your friends and all that. But regardless, you could have done either way. Your mom's way or my way, but either way, I would have mind effing her a little bit. Well, my mom was right. I did not have to tell anyone just yet. Let's see how the rest of my trip plays out. Maybe she'll drop more evidence, or there will be more sightings of them from other friends. Right now, I am the one holding all the cards. I had the text from Petra, the guardian angel, and the screenshots that corroborate what she told me. There's no need to dump all that evidence on anyone, at least not yet. This is an interesting story, entertaining story, but this is a whole lot of, again, I'm different, I'm older, not to be condescending, but I'm older, I'm time for this shit. I would have been done with her weeks ago and moved the fuck on, let alone all this investment in this thing, but it's entertaining. We can learn from it. Anyway, I continue to enjoy my time. As I mentioned, the sighting of her and her ex was on a Saturday night, and the last time I heard from her about having a drink with her friends, I didn't text her at all since then. Well, good for you. On Wednesday, that's 4 days later, I saw under my push notifications, Jessica texted me saying, "Are you okay?" I never met her, Jessica. I'm enjoying myself sightseeing another country, and my mind is clear. Why wouldn't I be okay? That's what he was thinking. He didn't actually respond. I left it unread. Why bother? Anyway, I'm off to see more exotic places aside from that message. I didn't get any other messages from Jessica the rest of the week. What does that say? She hasn't heard from you in days, so she wants to just check in. You didn't respond. Well, you didn't hear from her again. Shows that you're not that important to her. Nor did I send anything to her. It was actually wonderful. I was exploring a new city, and Jessica was leaving me the hell alone. Well, if that's the case, then why have you wasted so much time with her? When I got back to Hungary, I caught up with my friends, and naturally some wondered how things were going with Jessica. I told them in a nutshell, while I was away, Jessica got back together with her ex-boyfriend, without explaining how I knew. Most of my friends left it at that. Some said they felt sorry for me. Well, my friends, I appreciate y'all, but seriously, no need for that. She means nothing to me. Okay, it's great, but again, you put a lot of investment in this chick. As expected, Jessica reached out to a few of them. One told me that Jessica reached out because she is upset with you and you didn't text her the whole week you were away. You're the bad guy. Oh, look at that. Jessica was upset with me. She also told me that she's getting back together with her ex because I didn't text her the whole week I was away. The nerves in this Tinderella. Isn't that amazing? She's cheating on you, frankly, the whole time, jerking you around. You were her backup guy in case things didn't work out with her ex. And obviously, because you're Mr. Nice Guy, she could drag you along and disrespect you in front of him. And then you go away, she's with him, texting you a picture of her with him. And because you ignored her, well, it's your fault that she got back with him. A little bit of accountability. Well, you know what? She's that guy's problem. Let's just say for a moment it's true that she got back with him because I didn't text her back. That is mathematically impossible. We texted late Saturday afternoon. You mean to tell me that she got upset that quickly and was able to order a guy from 2 hours away to come over on Saturday night? Well, actually, yes, that could happen, dude. If he was that much of that type of guy and she's good looking, as you said, she could pull that off. Of course, some friends wondered how I found out and who saw them out. I only said I'll protect my source. Again, I'm not sure if any of them or Jessica knew Petra or her family at all, but it's absolutely possible in this university town. I cannot tell you how many times I met people and it turns out we have mutual friends. It's not that I didn't trust them, but I didn't want to risk one of them inadvertently revealing Petra. If Jessica wants to do her worst and unleash her feisty, angry, petite Latina wrath on me, so be it. I will not involve Petra or her household in any way. I will take it to the grave with me. Dude, it's just a chick seeing them out. That's it. It's not like she was going around, sneaking around Jessica's apartment and bugging it and taking pictures and shit. Let's not get carried away now. One friend's girlfriend questioned if I was absolutely sure it was them. Like, are you absolutely sure she really liked you? You just look so good together. This is from a female friend. This is my point about taking advice from women. She said, that's what she said. I said, yes, I liked her, but which is I wouldn't have made a decision like this without a very good reason. Just a reminder, SSM and listeners, I like what I thought she was. I didn't like her anymore now that I confirm what she did while I was away. Well, dude, there were all these things about her when you were together that I saw problems with that aren't likable about her. Lots of things, but let's also talk the disrespect. Talking to the professor guy, having a professor friend twice her age, friend. And another guy talking right in front of you, disrespecting you. All these things. Says here, by the way, Mom, I effing love you. She freaking called it. I was better to do it this way and reveal very little as possible and ensure she doesn't know how I know because she'll just attempt to twist the narrative. Mom literally helped me set a trap for Jessica and we caught her in a lie. Now, bit by bit, I can start playing the cards I held on to. That's great and all, but again, who cares? Who cares about this broad? Anyway, well, it seems that my friends believe me. So far, nothing else I really need to do on my end. For now, I'll just put the screenshots in the same place in case she tries any other BS. She may not. Who knows? I know what you say about they always come back. Well, as I write this, it's radio silence from Jessica. Well, it hasn't been that long. I'm still dreading the day where she shows up and slams on my door, demanding to know what the hell's going on. If she's smart, she'll leave me alone. I blocked her on Facebook and Instagram. I have a cell unblocked for now, just in case she wants to get in contact with me. I want to be aware of that. But I was not gonna engage her. You blocked her on Facebook and Instagram, that's part of it. But if you really didn't care, you'd block her everywhere. No, there's a party that wants to have her reach out so you can say ha ha ha. And okay, fine, that's funny, but if you really didn't care, you would have blocked her everywhere. And her almost Oscar-worthy performance ain't going to work him either. I am not suckered by a pretty face, not even an 8 who knows how to touch, move, and act the right way. Well, you were suckered for weeks when you were with her, dude. But you're wiser now, I hope. By the way, on a side note, when I looked at Jessica's ex-boyfriend's social, he looks like a complete soy boy and a dork. He looks like the type who would be extremely overly excited to get a hug from any type of girl at all. And then came Jessica, and he must have been thinking, wow, I cannot believe this 8 just scored. And looking at the relationship with rose-colored glasses, and therefore simping, and doing all he can to impress her. He's a local, and therefore an EU citizen. What a great opportunity for her. That is, until she met me, the US citizen. Yeah, but we can certainly argue that you were simping for her, too. How many weeks were you with her, and she was jerking you around, and you were spending your time, your valuable time, and some money, and you weren't getting any, right? So, you're not obviously like him, but you behaved a lot like that. I'm glad you're done with her, but still. But this is what they do to the guys they perceive as nice, and they'll jerk you around. You can't let yourself be jerked around. Man, I totally get why some guys go MGTOW, and I'm not a MGTOW at all, but I understand why they exist. And don't worry, this is not some bad boy villain origin story. I am a relationship guy. Yeah, well, I know that, dude. But I am an RP relationship guy. Well, you need some work, dude. You definitely need some work. I'm still going to keep dating, but whatever happens, I'm just going to continue to live my life and enjoy it. I'm well aware how good ladies are hard to find, and I'm at peace if I never find the one. Well, there's no such thing as the one, and he used that as in quotes. Before I end this, I want to rehash to the community all the lessons you've been teaching over the years, and how this experiment Jessica has been saying over the years confirms them. Don't date long-term 8s through 10s. I have no problem with 8s. Don't do 9s and 10s. Take your time to get to know the girl. Don't fall too hard, too fast. Don't be in a rush to slap an official label on anything, or I love yous, and don't rush to move in together. Well, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Don't ignore the red flags, but look at them as well. Did you just say don't ignore the red flags? How many red flags are with Jessica, and you still kept seeing her and wasting your time with her and all that? And you didn't get anything out of it. You didn't get laid out of this, dude. I don't even think you got a BJ, for God's sakes. But if you got to learn, you got to learn through these things. Don't fall for the crying act. Trust but verify. Control the narrative. Gather receipts. Blah, blah, blah. When things don't work out, move on. Well, I agree there. But you got to block your phone number or you haven't truly moved on. When things don't work out, move on. Did the girl you like disappoint you in some way? Blah, blah, blah. Lastly, they always come back. Well, in the case of Jessica, aside from reaching out to my friends, she actually left me alone. But I know it's possible that I'll run into her again. You're going to run into her. You said it's a small university town. There's no telling if she'll get bored or break it off with her boyfriend and come crying to me. But it'll never work on me. Fortunately, I made it through all of June without seeing or hearing from her. Okay, this has been since June. Well, anyhow, there you go. Let's see if he said more stuff. Oh, he has another paragraph. I missed it. And he also says, I'm just glad things ended with Jessica the way they did. Just look at what she did when I was away for less than 24 hours. Imagine what she would have been like if we were still seeing each other, and I went back to the States in July. Anyway, I'm heading back to the USA for July to celebrate Independence Day with family. Thank you for all you do, SSM and community. Have a happy 250th anniversary day. I did, and I was hot as all hell in Florida. Obviously, he sent this story a few weeks ago, but I got a lot of stories in the lineup. I'm a little behind. Well, anyhow, guys, there he goes. Amusing little story. I know some of you are probably pulling your hair out if you have hair. But this is an example, guys, of the bullshit they'll pull, you know? She's wishy-washy between two guys, you know, and she's just using this guy, keeping him alive. She's literally giving him scraps, breadcrumbs, just to keep him around. Fortunately, this guy never got himself too attached to her or tried to ask her to be his girlfriend, or I'm guessing he spent too much money on her, but time is valuable. You know, I mean, don't waste it with these types. And the disrespect and the red flags she was showing him. You know, it's like he knew it, but you know? But this is what they'll do, and they know a nice guy, and I'm thinking she was iffy about the other boyfriend, so she was testing the waters with this guy, monkey branching, just seeing, and, going with the best candidate. That's what I think. And so you guys, don't waste your time with that. And I'm glad, yeah, he followed the advice of mom, and she helped out with a few nuggets of wisdom and that type of thing. But beyond that, don't waste your time, bros. But I'm glad you're moving on. I suggest you block her completely. And if you see her in town, I'd just be totally indifferent to her. But the odds are, as the story goes, they always come back. And I'm sure you'll be writing me in a month or two, and you'll run into her. And just don't give a shit. End of story. But the next time, man, don't waste so much time with some chick. You're in Europe. There's plenty of them everywhere. All right, guys, as ever today, share a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure you like the video. Share it with your friends and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.